Hi, I'm Rick Conlow. I'm glad you're here today. I want to talk to you about execution excellence. 4 strategies to have a breakthrough. And the reason I want to talk to you about it is I've talked to managers here over the last few months. I noticed that many of them are a little concerned about business this year and how well they're going to do on the quarter-to-quarter basis. And as they're moving into a new quarter, they're looking to ramp up their results. They say, Rick, I need a breakthrough. I need to be more effective. I need to make up some ground. You know, in fact, a study we came across found that 82% of CEOs are concerned about the execution effectiveness in their organization. It's not the plan that's at fault. It's how well people implement the plan that's at fault. So there are 4 key questions I want you to consider as you look at how well you get results. And where these questions focus is important, because I can think of 2 companies recently that we've come across that had these grandiose plans to transform their business, to move ahead in the marketplace. And they did a lot of focus on technology to get them there. And what happened in both cases is they failed. They lost millions of dollars in business in 2 years of effort to be able to do something different and move forward. And the biggest thing they forgot is their people. They didn't focus on their people, what their people needed to be more effective. And that's where these questions come from. The first thing is your team clear on what their expectations, goals, and plans are? Now that seems like a simple question, but there's some depth to that. Are they clear as a team? Are they clear individually on how they are going to contribute? And do they really know the depth of what has to be done and how it has to be done? Have they even been included in on the establishing of the outcomes and the plans? We found in our careers that 80% of performance problems can come back to a lack of clear expectations and goals. In fact, in one company we worked with, it took them a week of 12 people spending numerous meetings to be able to identify what a company meant by goal X, because they all had different perceptions of what it's all about. So is your team really clear? The second thing is, are they competent enough to do what you want them to do? Are you providing the training, the support, the knowledge base that they need to be able to effectively follow through on what the plan is? And then third, do they want to? Do they have the commitment to be effective? Do they have buy-in? Are they motivated? Are they inspired? One organization we came across recently, their turnover rates have doubled because they've had so much change, and people's pay has been adjusted a number of times with all that change that they're just demoralized. They sit around at their desks and they're just immobilized. They don't know what to do. They've got so many priorities and they don't have the will to be able to go that extra effort. So you got those 3 things: clarity of expectations, competence, and then commitment. And then there's one other thing. Are you consistent in your messaging to them? And are they consistent in following through? Consistency becomes a game changer. It's one thing to follow through and implement something today. It's another to do it tomorrow and next week and next month. So those 4 key things can make a difference in terms of your overall results. How are you doing as a manager in those areas? Can you be more effective with your team? And I say this, I dare say that how you handle those areas with your team can make the difference in whether or not they get results. If you get better and ramp it up, you can make a difference. So, well, how do you back up those 4 things? First, on the clarity of expectations, include your team in the plan. You need to have a plan for what you're going to do as a leader to be more effective. You know, we say this: if you want your team to be better, you have to be better as a leader. Second, include your team in putting a team plan together. Get their input and ideas. People will buy into that. They'll have more commitment to it. And then each one of them need to have their own goals for what they're going to do. So 3 levels of planning that can make a difference on a breakthrough. And then the second area, the competence. We say this: we need training on an ongoing basis, week to week, month to month. Not a couple times a year. That's old-fashioned. That's old school. That's less than effective. World class is every week, every month in two main areas. First, personal. Help people learn to self-manage themselves better and have that interpersonal relationships that are strong. So you either provide your training, the company, or send them the programs. Get the budget, get it done, find a way to do it. Use online resources to help as well. Then the other area is professional. So in other words, focus in on the area of expertise. If it's IT, it's the particular areas there. If it's leadership, what you're there. If it's sales, it's there. So focus on that as well. Ongoing training makes a difference for the competence. Then the commitment. Wow, the biggest thing we've seen there is effective coaching. One-on-one coaching and team coaching. As a leader, you need to improve your coaching skills. You do that, get people to buy in, you'll create a different environment for them, and they'll want to do the job, and they'll want to do it more effectively. And then on the consistency side, we say renew. And what does renew mean? Is that all of this you've got to do day to day, week to week, month to month. Not one time in a good meeting, but all the time, every day, with everybody and with the team. So that means ongoing communication. It means praise and recognition. It means problem solving together. It means being available as a manager, more high touch, less high tech. And it means a little creativity to do what needs to be done, noticing your team, paying attention, high contact sport and engaging them. Whether they're long distance or right next door in the office, it's paying attention to what they need every given day, and then you show up as a leader through a question, through a comment, through some praise, through a reminder, through some communication. You're able to reinstill that motivation and drive to be effective. So, that's how you get execution excellence. I came across the story recently as I was researching in preparation for a meeting that's coming up. And I came across a gentleman named Eric Little. And Eric was a track star back in the early 1900s from Britain. And he was actually called the Flying Scotsman because he was from Scotland, part of Great Britain. And the Olympics were coming up and he was well prepared, and his area of expertise was the 100-meter dash. Unfortunately, though, the 1924 Paris Olympics, that event was scheduled on the Sunday. Because of his faith, he would not participate. He wouldn't sign up for that event. So he was put into the 400 meters. And that kind of threw a little monkey wrench into the team's plans. However, because of his beliefs, that's the way it played out. And so he had a chance to prepare for the 400 meters. And the reason I bring this up is it wasn't his best event. He is competitive in it, but he prepared. And by the time the Olympics got there, lo and behold, he set a world and Olympic record, 49.6 seconds, which stood for many, many years. And why does that relate to execution? Because if you think about what you do, sometimes you have to be able to dance a little bit in terms of what's going on. Not everything goes according to plan. But if you can dance and make an adjustment, you can still go for the gold, like Eric Little did. He still got the gold. He just adjusted the plan on the fly because of circumstances and still came out a winner. And that's what I'm betting for you. Be a student of the game, and who knows? Not only will you be a good boss, but maybe a superstar leader. Thanks for coming today. I look forward to talking with you soon.